Hello, everyone. How are you today? I'm coming to you with my currently inked for March 2025, and I am attempting something a little bit different from previous months. If you watch this channel regularly, you know that I usually like to ink up a lot of pen. I write a lot of pens dry from letter writing and journaling and my morning pages. But at the moment, I'm just finding that it's like I find because I'm not always at my desk. So I carry my pens with me around the house and carrying anywhere from, I don't know, 15 through to 25 pens with you all the time gets quite cumbersome. So I thought what I'm going to try for March, and we'll see how we go, is each week I'm going to use a different set of 6 pens. And for that particular week, I'm only going to concentrate on using 6 pens and use those for everything and see how I go. Now, remember, I also have my TWSBI Eco rainbow pens, as I like to call them. There are 12 of those except for this one. So they are always inked up, and I think about a third of them have shimmerings in them. So I can always reach for those if all of these are written dry, or if I feel like using a different colour. So the other reason I wanted to do this is because I've been wanting to sort of concentrate on using a variety of pens. I find, when you've got higher end pens and gold nips, you tend to reach for those more because they just give you such a beautiful writing experience and it's a joy to write with them. But there are a lot of other pens that I have as well that bring me great joy to use. And we've got 2 new ones here, as you might be able to see. Um, and they're of the lower end of the spectrum as far as price range. So I've got a bit of a mix going here. I've got one bespoke pen. So we'll go through them one by one and talk about each of them and what I've got them inked with and see how we go. Now, make sure you stay until the end because I've got my 2 envelope giveaway as well. So for those of you who are new here, each month, at the beginning of the month, I do a 2 envelope giveaway. And to claim those envelopes, the details will be at the end of the video. So I always look forward to sending those out to new people. Let's get into the video. So the first pen we've got here, and I think if you follow me on Instagram, you've already seen this one. This is the beautiful TWSBI Eco in Espresso and Bronze, and I've got a shimmer ink in it. I might just roll it between my hands to get that shimmer ink moving. So I got mine with a medium nib, and it is a very juicy medium nib. It's a beautiful colour. I've actually got the cafe rose, I've got the cafe bronze and I've got the cream and rose gold too. So the 3 of them together are like just the perfect trio. So let's get into it. This must be quite a saturated ink too. This is a sample that I got from pen friend Tanya quite a while ago. So, and I've just used the last bit of it here in this TWSBI Eco. So this one is the Espresso Bronze. As I said, mine has a medium nib and is inked with Diamine Shimmertastic, and it's Cocoa Shimmer. It's such a lovely ink. It matches the pen beautifully with that chocolate brown. As you can see, just looks gorgeous. So that's my first pen. Now, my second pen is also one that I really enjoy writing with, and it tends to get pushed to the side, and I don't want it to be pushed to the side. This is a Jinhao 9019, and this is has a medium nib on it. This was a gift from Pen Friend Ray, and I did use it quite a bit last year, but I haven't used it this year yet, and I like this pen. It's a chunky monkey pen. Like, it's really fat. Like, if you put it next to the Eco, it's quite a big pen, but it's not a heavy pen. It doesn't weigh a lot because all of this is just plastic or resin, if you want to call it. But look at the converter on it. It's huge. So that makes me happy too, because it means that it won't run out of ink anytime soon. So this one, I was really excited to put. Oh, need to do clip. This one is. I might just come down a bit. This one has got a yellow ink in it because Pen Friend Ray, his favourite colour is yellow, and I thought I need to use a yellow ink in this pen. So this one is the Jinhao, and it's the 9019. It is in the black and gold finish. It has a medium nib, and it's quite a juicy medium nib as well. And it is inked with Robert Oster Peach. So it's this yellow ink. I liken it a little bit to Ferris Wheel Press's Buttered Popcorn, which has been discontinued now. So if you're looking for something similar to that, this Robert Oster Peach is quite similar. So that's my second pen. Now these pens retail, I've seen them on Amazon, and I'm just trying to think. I think they retail anywhere from about $28 up to $50 or more. So very much of the sort of the lower end budget pen, but they write really well. Some people have had problems with their Jinhaos. I find the Jinhao 82s, they have the slightly smaller nib, like a number 5 nib on them. And I find some of those to be a little bit scratchy and not very enjoyable to use. I have a few of them. For people who love extra fine pens, they probably love it. But for me, I like a juicy writer, so they don't really suit my style of writing. So, but that Jinhao is very juicy. Now, the next one we have, this is another new pen. This is the Pilot Cuno, and this is from their new range they're doing. And I think this one is called Madarami Brown. Now, to me, this is not a brown. It looks more like a milky grey. And what it reminds me of is when I make Earl Grey tea and put a dash of milk in it, like just a little bit. That's what this colour reminds me of. But I wouldn't necessarily call it a brown. Like, it's just, it looks like more of a grey. But I really love this milky sort of colour pen that they're using. Quite pretty. And it kind of fits in with, my browns and everything that I love using. So this one, I've just got an ink cartridge in it at the moment. So this is now this pen in Pilot Cuno. Hang on, I've just got to concentrate writing this name. This pen here in Australia retails for 30 Australian dollars, which is not bad. It's not super cheap, but it is probably one of the lower end pens that you can buy. And it just writes so well. Like, I have got no complaints with this pen. I've used this pen for over a month now. It has been constantly inked up. I didn't really put it in my last currently inked, but it has been inked up. And it's just a joy to write with. Like, it's got such a smooth nib on it. So sometimes expensive isn't always best. Now, this one is Asagal. So you can still have inexpensive pens that write exceptionally well. So it's not all about your high-end gold nib pens all the time. And I think that's what I sort of wanted to try and get back to. Don't get me wrong, I love those high-end sort of gold nib pens. I've got some of them here, but I do want to mix it up a little bit. And I was thinking back to the beginning of my pen journey as well, when I used to balk at the cost of a pen. Like my first pen I got was a Lamy Vista, and I think I bought it online for, say, $24. And I thought that was so expensive for a pen. And I flogged it to death. I mean, I still use it to this day. And then my next pen after that, I think it was the one that my kids gave me, someone in the kids gave me for Christmas, and it was a TWSBI Diamond 580, and it was in the pink. And that was like, at the time, I think that might have been around $80. And I thought, wow, that's such a step up, like so much for a pen. Am I really going to use it that much? And then you sort of just keep creeping up and buying these more expensive pens because you want to try them. You want to see how they write. You want to see how they differ from the inexpensive pens. And I think what I've learned over the years is I really like a variety of pens and in different price ranges because they all give me different writing experiences. So, and I was also thinking about the new people out there who are getting into this hobby. Don't be tempted to run out and buy everything and watch all these videos because I know it's incredibly tempting and exciting. Don't be tempted to run out and buy everything at the beginning. Like, take your time, enjoy it, enjoy that one pen for a while before you sort of embark on buying the next one and get to know it, pull it apart, clean it. Like, there's a lot of joy in those small little things and just taking a breath and going slowly. So I'm not lecturing anyone, by the way, here, but do you know what I mean? Like, hopefully you do. Because not everyone can afford really expensive pens. So then some people think, oh, to get into this hobby, you've got to have a lot of money and be able to buy all those expensive pens. And you really don't. You can pick up really good deals for fountain pens on AliExpress, on eBay. Um, I've also hopped onto Facebook groups for my country, and they should have them for your country too. And I've bought secondhand pens. Like, not everything has to be top dollar, and you don't always have to have the best because sometimes the best, it might be this little Pilot Cuno for $30. Like, everyone is different. Oh, okay. Speaking of such, so this pen has a bit of a story. This is the Pilot Vanishing Point in black and gold. It's a little bit scratched up. I don't mind, that doesn't worry me. So, the story behind this pen before I write with it is my middle son, is into fountain pens a little bit. Like, he loves using them. He used them throughout high school. And he has actually bought, I think he's got about 4 fountain pens. So he's obviously not into them as much as I am. But out of those 4, 2 of them he's actually bought himself with his own money. And he wanted a really nice pen. So we were looking online and he liked the look of this Pilot Vanishing Point and the fact that you can click it and write. It's very easy to use in a classroom or at work for taking notes, that sort of thing. So that's what he bought with his money. It came with an 18 carat fine nib, and he really enjoyed using it for about 2 years or so. And then he discovered that there was a matte blue one with black, in like the same sort of vanishing point, but in matte blue and black. I'm repeating myself, sorry. Anyway, he decided he really liked the look of that one, but at the time he didn't really want to spend, I think, it was on sale for around $270 and he didn't really want to buy another pen to that value. So I said to him, I'll swap you. I'll give you the money to buy that new pen if I can have your old one. And he was very happy with that. So I got his old one and I really love it. And I guess every time I write with it, it reminds me of him too. You know, he'll be leaving home shortly and going off into the big wide world. And I don't know, this just sort of connects me to him a little bit as well. And every time I write with, I just, I think of him. So this is the Pilot Vanishing Point. This is in the black and gold. It has a beautiful 18 karat fine nib and is inked with, I think this would have to be one of my favorite sort of grey inks. It's almost like a blue grey. This is the linen toolbar. I first got a sample of this from pen friend Rob. He introduced this ink to me. And then when I was doing an order with Atlas Stationers, I discovered they had it in stock. So I was very excited. So it's linen toolbar and it is called Twilight. It's just a beautiful ink. It flows very well in the pen. Thank you, pen friend Rob, for introducing me to it because yeah, I think it's my favorite grey ink out of all of the greys that I've got. That's my favorite, and I love it in this pen. So that's that one. The next one we have here is this beautiful bespoke pen from Just Turnings. Have a look at that. It reminds me of a mocha coffee. You know, as you have that coffee and that chocolate, and then you add the milk and it all swirls around. That's what this pen reminds me of. This has actually got a matte texture, and out of all the different finishes of pens, I love a matte finish pen. I love the way it feels in your hand. It's soft, it's smooth. It just, I don't know, enhances the writing pleasure for me, I guess you could say. So it's just beautiful. I love it. This is one of my favorite pens. I got it for Christmas, not last year, year before, of Simon and the kids. And they got or I ordered it, but they gave it to me. It's the Mr. Cypress 18 karat medium nib, and it just writes beautifully. So these stupid sheets that drive me mad. I need to put a clip there, but then that clip kind of gets in the way too. So I've got another kind of brown ink in this one. Now, Just Turnings. But it's different from the one above. Just Turnings, and this is the matte elven wood. It has the Mr. Cypress. I'll put it here so you can, just in case you need a reminder. Mr. Cypress, and it's the 14 karat medium nib. And it is inked with an Aussie ink, Van Diemen's Leatherwood Honey. Now, this Leatherwood Honey ink, it is almost in the same hue as Diamond Ancient Copper, but this one has a little bit more shading, depending, I guess, on what pen you put it in, but I really love this ink. So, and it suits this pen beautifully. See, kind of those, you've got some of those copper tones. It goes quite nicely. Now, the next pen we have here, I waited a long time to get this pen. People used to tell me about this pen. It's the Waterman Carene. And people would go on and on and on about and say, oh, it's just so beautiful to write with. And I didn't get mine till October last year. Now, I've been in this hobby for 10 years. So it's people sometimes look at all my pens and go, oh, you've got so many nice pens. But I have been at it for a while too. I've been slowly collecting over the years. And over that time, I've also sold off pens that I wasn't quite reaching for as well. So, it takes a little while. Um, but I'm so glad I did finally get this. It does write beautifully. It has almost like a inlaid nib. Maybe not hooded nib, but inlaid nib. So it writes very smoothly. It has an 18 carat nib on it. Um, and I've just got a blue cartridge in this one as well. So it's well balanced. It's smooth. It's very pretty and very sophisticated to look at. It makes me feel very sophisticated when I write with it. So this is the Waterman Carene in amber. It has the 18 carat medium nib and is inked with Waterman Mysterious Blue. And that's a cartridge. So, I know you're looking at this going, well, that's not very exciting, Jane. That's not a very exciting lineup for the first week. But I'm actually really excited about using all of these pens. And I had to have something bright in that Jinhao 9019 because I love writing with yellow inks. I never ever wear yellow, ever. I don't decorate with the color yellow. But I love yellow ink and I love orange ink. And I don't know what happened to me because initially they are two colours that I just never ever thought I would write with. Same with brown. Now I can't get enough of yellows, oranges, and browns. And even blues. Like people think blue ink's boring, but look at these two blues. They're completely different. Anyway, I'm rabbiting on. So the two envelopes I have to give away this month, we've got Telegram and stamps. So we'll go stamps and Telegram. So the way this works is you put a separate comment to your normal comment down below to claim one of these. Now, it's first in best dress. So the first person that says Telegram and claims that, they will get that envelope sent to them. You will also need to be following me over on Instagram. So there's no point in putting a comment below if you're not following me over on Instagram and you can't use Instagram because that is where I get your details. I get you to send me a direct message with your name and address details. And I know there's lots of other ways I could do Google Forms and all the rest of it, but that's a lot of work, people. And I just figure if people really want these envelopes, well, then they'll just follow those steps, if you know what I mean. So usually I send my currently inked sheet, a letter, maybe some stickers, some swatch cards. It's just an envelope, with a letter essentially and a few other goodies. So you need to be following me here on YouTube and subscribe to mine and sort of turn on the notifications for my channel because otherwise you don't see my comment when I reply to you. So you can have notifications turned on for YouTube, but if you haven't turned them on for my channel specifically, you won't see when I come back to you and say, hey, congratulations. Can you send me a DM over on Instagram? So that's another thing to be mindful of. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is I've actually opened up a new tier on my Patreon. So the new tier is called the Snail Mail. Can't escape me. The Snail Mail Fan Club. That's it. And that is going to be, I've had the postcard tier for about 6 months now. This new tier is going to be including the monthly postcard, 5 sheets of lead writing paper that are fountain pen friendly, as well as some handmade stickers in an envelope decorated by me and sent to you. So I'm going to put my link to my Patreon down in the description box below if you're curious and would like to go and have a look at that. And just, yeah, I'd be so grateful for your support. I'm really excited about designing these things each month and sending them out to people. It's giving me a lot of joy. Anyway, with that, I will say goodbye. Oh, actually, I could just do this, couldn't I, too? Like, move this back in, put the pens here so then you know which is with which. And I'll have to take a thumbnail photo too. So there we go. So I hope you enjoyed the video today. Can't believe we're already, oh, that wants to roll over. We'll just go like that. Can't believe we are already going into March. Like the year is off to an absolutely crazy flying start. Can you see that? Yep. And it's just going by so quickly. Anyway, I've been rambling long enough. I hope wherever you are, you're taking care of yourself. Please leave me a thumbs up or a comment below. I really appreciate it. I love interacting with you all, and I'm very grateful that you're all here and that you watch my videos. So take care. Thank you again. Have a great weekend. Bye.